And you tell me that your job was taken away by a big old greasy machine.
Welcome to San Francisco for Democracy General Membership Meeting. We are a nonpartisan organization, very progressive but nonpartisan. Tonight we have a very interesting panel, and I'm going to let our moderator, Ruby Reed, do the introductions of the panel, but let me introduce her first. Ruby is the online training organizer for Democracy for America, an organization that San Francisco for Democracy is connected with. And in January 2011, Ruby was one of the organizers of a direct action against the Koch brothers, thank God, in Rancho Mirage, California. I will go over to Ruby Reed. Thank you, Ruby.
All right, well, thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity. Like Tim mentioned, I do work for Democracy for America on the national level. I have business cards if you guys want to talk with me about any of the issues that we're working on, candidates, all that fun stuff. So in terms of being here today, we're really just so grateful to this incredible panel of folks who just put their hearts on the line, they put their bodies on the line, they've been really out there, really trying to make a better world for all of us to be in. So I just want to give you guys a round of applause to start out.
I'm Rouskey. I've been with Occupy since the end of September when things really started picking up before moving to Justin Herman Plaza. And the thing that really excites me about this movement is the empowerment that I've received by participating, by going out. And when this all started, it was called a duocracy. You would go to the camp and you'd say, hey, I think we should do this. And people would say, well, I think you should do that. You know? It'd be like very much self-motivated work. I'm really coming to appreciate more and more the ability to actually be the change I want to see. You know, I work besides participating in Occupy, and even people at work comment on how much more empowered I've been, for lack of a better word, even in the workplace. So it's something that's really changed me to the very core of my being. I think it's really important. You all should participate.
Yeah, hi, Robin, and ditto to the remarks here. I was going to Occupy SF a couple of times a week when it started, found it very interesting, and then I was getting sick after every visit, like I got the flu. So after the third time that happened, I actually looked for 2 indoor groups, and I found them with Occupy Be the Change Caucus and also the SF99 Coalition. So I've been with 2 indoor groups for the last couple of months. But to answer this question, what I value about it, I think I want to go straight back to my experience with Occupy when I first got there, and I said something, suddenly 200 people were repeating my words back to me. And I found that very exhilarating. I felt that everybody was listening to each other, and we were slowing down, and we were thinking more slowly, and we were thinking more thoughtfully about what we were saying. So I think it actually creates better speakers to go and be part of a mic check. It's a phenomenal new experience, and when that happened to me my first time there, I said something different is happening. And just to have that experience, to participate like that, it's been broad. I know that there are seniors in their 80s and 90s now from Carlisle Institute in San Francisco. They're standing out at Post and Goff with Occupy signs, and they're in their 80s and 90s. We heard Michael Moore say that it's not just a city phenomenon. Wherever he goes, it's happening in Podunk, wherever. 400 people are coming out. So this extraordinary explosion of participation is what this is all about, and that's very exciting. Thank you. Okay.
My name is Kames, Cox-Geraghty. I went to the Occupy movement on October 3rd, right after I had attended one of the marches. Literally the day after, I was so enthralled, I went back with a sleeping bag, my gear, a computer, and a camera, and I started sleeping there instantly. I started designing the website, staying there, talking to people, designing stuff to let people know, and really focusing on communications and how we could get the message out originally. And so the one thing, or I value many things about the Occupy movement, but the biggest in my mind and most directly was the people I met. It was really an amazing experience to be able to meet people and feel closer to them in a matter of days, if not minutes, than to a lot of people that I have before in my life, even in high school and school and so forth. and to feel such a loving connection and to feel a drive to do something with that connection was something I'd never felt before, and just having that, knowing that exists, has let me look at life a lot differently, so I value that.
My name is Ben Hansell, and I got involved in Occupy actually thanks to my work with the Disclose Act, because there was one day, October 8th, when we were gathering signatures at the Ferry Building, and we were not having very much luck because the Ferry Building is, as you know, it's kind of not very progressive people. So one of us said, let's go down to Occupy. They care about campaign finance reform. Let's talk with those people. And we got more signatures there than we've gotten at any event in a long time. And I started going down there every single day because I felt that finally here was a movement that really had the problems straight, which was that wealth inequality is out of control, and that we're moving further and further away from a democracy and more towards medieval Europe, which really scares me. And what I really value about being in Occupy is that it's changed me, it's made me a stronger person, and I'm on the outreach committee, and so many people come up to me and say, you know, thank you for what you're doing. We haven't felt this way since the 1960s, and people really don't feel hopeless like they used to. People don't feel apathetic. I think the Occupy movement has helped all sorts of different progressive organizations grow and feel like their actions actually make a difference.
Hi. First of all, sorry I was a little late. So the first day I actually started going to Occupy SF was the night of the initial raids in late September at 101 Market. I guess it was pretty much the second encampment. It really inspired me because there were 100 or so people. Well, I believe at that time there may be 100 or so people camping out, but there was additional 150 or 200 people that came out at midnight to go and protect the camp. And it was just very inspiring to see so many people inspired by Occupy to want to go protect that camp. As organizing went on, I really have to echo what Kames said, is that I've been an activist for three and a half years. I fought against, around immigrants' rights issues. I fought against the budget cuts in California for 3 years. But I think what makes Occupy really different, I think it's not only that it really echoes what's wrong with society, the divide between the 99% and the 1%, but it also echoes the idea of we can actually work together. There's stumbling blocks to all of that, but I feel like the more that we're able to debate our ideas and politics about how do we want to build the movement forward, the more connected that we are and struggle together, the more that we want to fight together. Is really important. And I've never worked in a coalition ever, or something like Occupy, where it put liberals and radicals, even libertarians, in the same room together to figure out how we're gonna actually fight the 1%, or even the idea of what does it take to actually distribute wealth equally, or what does that even mean? Those questions get debated out on a daily basis, and most times we come to an agreement on how we want to move forward.